Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to learn how to deploy our Maven project on Tomcat in Ubuntu. We are currently using 22.04 LTS budget. In this, we will demonstrate how to deploy our Maven project on Tomcat in Ubuntu. So this setup will allow us to host and run Java-based web application efficiently, leveraging the power of popular build tools in a stable and secure environment. By following these steps, we will be able to ensure the smooth deployment of our web application on Tomcat. So these are the table of contents which we are going to learn today. So let's start. What is Apache Maven? Apache Maven is an open source build automation and project management tool. It simplifies the process of building, packaging, and managing software projects, particularly in Java. Maven uses a declarative configuration file, form.xml, to define project structure, dependencies, and build code. It automates tasks like compilation, testing, and dependency resolution, enhancing the efficiency of software development and project management. So why is Tomcat often required when working with Maven in web application? So Tomcat is used for web application deployment and to run the web application, especially those built using Java technologies like servlets and JS. Maven, on the other hand, is used to manage the build and dependency management process. After building a web application with Maven, you can typically package it into a WAR, web application archive file, which can be deployed on Tomcat. Tomcat can also be used for development and testing. So developers often use Tomcat as a local development server for testing the web application during development. Maven helps manage the project and its dependencies, while Tomcat provides a runtime environment for testing. It can also be used for integration, where Maven plugs like Tomcat Maven plug, which make it easier to manage Tomcat within your build and deployment process. These plugins allow you to start, stop, and deploy your web application to a Tomcat server directly from your Maven build, which can be beneficial for automation and continuous integration. It is considered as community standard, where Tomcat is widely used in Java web development community. Many web development practices and tutorials are built around the assumption that you will be using Tomcat. This standardization make it easier to find resources, documentation, and community support when using both Maven and Tomcat. These are the prerequisites which we need to follow. We have to install JDK and Apache Tomcat. So as you can see, this is the default page of Apache Tomcat, which I have installed already in my system. So now we will start by updating the system packages. Clear this. Simply update your system to import the latest packages. apt install sudo apt update. I have already updated, so it will not take time. Now we will install Java. As Maven is a Java-based tool, so you need to have Java development kit installed. I have already installed the Java. To check, just type Java version. So as you can see, open JDK and my version is 11.0.20.1. And if you have not installed, then simply you need to type this command sudo apt install openjdk 11. Clear this. Now we will download Apache Maven on Ubuntu using Type. You can download it from the official website as well. So type this command. As you can see, it is been installed. Now this is the tar file, so we need to untar it. So we will extract the Maven on Ubuntu. We will extract it in the OPT direct. We have successfully extracted it in the OPT direct. Now we will create symbolic links for women as to be easily accessible. So just copy and paste this command. Now after creating symbolic links for Maven, we will verify that if Maven has been successfully installed or not. To check this, as before, we have checked the version of Java. So now we will check the Maven version. So as you can see, Apache Maven 3.9.4 has been installed. Now we will set up environment variable for Maven on Ubuntu. To make Maven available to all users and for all terminal sessions, you can set environment variable. So we will edit in the bash rc file. Copy this. We'll open the editor for bash rc. Now we will paste the following line of export in the bash rc at last, and we will save this by simply entering Ctrl plus X Shift plus Y and enter. Then we will refresh our profile, clear this. Now we will create a Maven project on Ubuntu. To create Maven project, we need to visit a home directory, and in home directory Ubuntu, list out. So as you can see, in Ubuntu we have already installed Apache Tomcat and Apache Maven. Now we will create Maven project in Ubuntu. So as you can see, it is building a project and it has been built successfully. If it is a spell build failure, then you need to check whether you are creating Maven project in home directory or not. So we will break down this, but first we will clear this so we can understand. So we will break down the component. So MVN is the Maven command line tool which is used to execute various Maven tasks, and archetype generate, which will generate a new project based on archetype. An archetype is a project template or blueprint that defines the structure and initial contents of Maven project. T group ID is equal to com.exam. This is a command line option for specifying the group ID for the new project. So the group ID is a unique identifier for a project, typically following a reverse domain name convention. For example, as pom.xml. The artifact ID is equal to my web app. So this is the another command line option for specifying the artifact ID for the new project. So the artifact ID is a unique identifier for the project within the group ID. In this case, it is named as my web app, which is the name of a Maven project. The archetype, the archetype artifact ID is equal to Maven archetype web app. So this command line option specifies the archetype to use for generating the project. Next, we will see the interactive mode is equal to false. So this option indicates that you want to run the command in non-interactive, which means that Maven won't prompt you for input during project generation. So while executing this command, Maven will generate a new project structure based on Maven archetype web app. So this project structure will include a basic web application directory structure such as source, main, and web app. And it will create a pom.xml file with the specified group ID and artifact ID. So this is the common way to quickly bootstrap a new application project in Maven without having to manually create a directory structure and configuration file. Now we will check that if the Maven project is created or not. We will just list out. As we can see, my web app is created. Now we will see the structure of my web app as it is in a hierarchical order. So to display the structure in hierarchical order, you need to install sudo snap install tree. After this, you need to install sudo apt install tree. So sudo apt install tree. Type OK. Clear this. Now enter in the my web, the Maven project, and just enter command tree. So as you can see, this is the structure of our application, which includes 5 directories and 3 files. Next, we will see what is pom.xml. We need to configure the pom.xml file in Maven. So what is pom.xml? The pom.xml in Maven is a critical configuration file that defines a project structure and setting. Pom is a project object module. It contains information such as project metadata, dependencies, build instruction, and plugins, allowing Maven to manage the project's build process and dependencies automatically. It serves as a central reference for Maven to execute tasks like compilation, testing, packaging, and deployment. Now we will open the pom.xml. But before that, what are the what is dependencies and plugins? So elements in the pom.xml file that define and configure task and operation to be executed during the build lifecycle of a Maven project is called as plugins. And elements in the pom.xml file that specify external libraries, frameworks, or artifacts that project relies on for compilation and execution is called as dependency. Now we will add our plugin and dependencies by simply open the editor of pom.xml configuration. Now here in URL, you need to specify your address. So your application can be accessed here. So you need to type your IP address 54.176.81 30. You need to also mention the port number of Tomcat and next my web app. Hello. Now we need to remove the default dependencies and add our dependencies of our Maven project. So we need to after removing, we will add our dependencies. To copy the dependencies from the article, paste in the editor. Now we will also add our plugins. Copy from final name, the end tag of the plugin. Now we will save this configuration. Now we will create a simple Java servlet in Maven. So let's create a simple servlet to handle HTTP request. So we will create a new directory in the src main java conf example and we will add a new file named hello servlet.java there. So to create the directory, use sudo mkdir command. Enter. Now we will create a file in the in that directory. Simply enter in that directory to check if the file has been created or not. List out, as you can see, file has been successfully created. Now we will edit that file and type a code there. Now we will simply paste our Java code here, servlet code here. Let us understand this code. So this code is a Java servlet that responds to HTTP GET request by sending simple hello world message as an HTML response. So its servlet name is hello servlet in the package com.exe. It extends HTTP servlet, which is a class for handling HTTP request and response. So the web servlet annotation specifies the servlet's name, which is hello servlet, and the URL pattern hello at which it should respond. In the doGet method, it sets the response content type to HTML the and writes in h1 tag, which is hello world, to the response output string. When a client makes an HTTP GET request to the URL hello, this servlet will be invoked and it will respond with the hello world message in the HTML format. So we will save this by Ctrl plus X, Shift plus Y and enter. Now we will come back to our project. Clear. Now we will build our web application in Maven. To build a web application, we need to simply type the command maven clean package. So it will compile a servlet code, Java servlet code, and convert it into web. So as you can see, it has been successfully built. But if here it is displayed build failure, then in your pom.xml file, some mistakes are written. So you need to check that. clear this. So this command will compile the Java code package and the application into var file and place it in the target area. Now we will deploy the web application on Tomcat. So now that we have the var file, so we will check the var file is created or not. So cd, as you can see, target, open target, list out. As you can see, my web app var file is successfully compiled. Now we will copy that var file in Tomcat web apps. We will check this by entering in the opt Tomcat opt direct list out. So as you can see, web apps. So we will enter in the web apps. So permission did it. Simply give permission to the web apps by typing sudo chmod web apps. Now you can see it is highlighted. Now open web apps, list out, and also give permission to the my web application. Check once if the file is not copied or not, and give permission to the files. Now we will simply start a Tomcat server if it isn't already running. So you can start it by entering this command. So as you can see, Tomcat started. Now we will check this application on a browser. So simply, this is the default page of Tomcat. Enter the manager app, type your username here. Now you can see here my web app application is created. Now just click on the my web app. So as you can see, this is the path and hello world message is displayed successfully. So we have deployed a Maven project on Tomcat. So deploying a Maven project on Tomcat is a vital process for web application development and deployment. By following this step, you can seamlessly integrate capabilities of Apache Maven for project management and Apache Tomcat as a reliable web server and serverlet container. Thank you, and please subscribe our channel.